Okay, so Revenant. Let's log the rev. Yeah. So right off the bat, Shackling Wave. The casting animation of the skill has been increased from just over 0.5 seconds to a little under 1 second to allow for better counterplay. Added a visual indicator to the skill's warm-up animation. Let's see what that actually looks like. This is the ability that will one-shot you guys. Yeah, you got to watch out for that. Oh yeah, I see. It's got some little trails, right? You see that? Oh. Should be a bit easier to dodge. A bit under 1 second. It's like 0.9 seconds, basically. A lot of the time you will have quickness because you can like Shiro leap onto people with this, right? You will phase traversal, so you'll still have quickness, right? Sometimes, so it's not going to be that slow. But yeah, definitely way more dodgeable now. Damn, dude, they really slowed that down. Holy shit. So big nerf to Rev there but then again, this was broken, right? It was broken. Like Rev Herald is really fucking good, right? It's really, really good. So definitely had that coming. Good change. Was a really annoying ability, very punishing, and honestly, with quickness, it's still going to be pretty fast as well. So don't worry about that. Okay, forced engagement. This skill's taunt and slow durations have been increased from 2 seconds to 4 seconds in PvE only. It now causes the Revenant to take 20% less damage from their taunted foes. So again, this is mostly a flavor change, and they just wanted to make it suck a little less. But 4 seconds of taunt, actually. This gives Herald a lot more CC. So this gives you a lot more CC on the Herald builds, right? So in addition to like all your other crowd control, like Star 5 and stuff, you like whack a boss with this and you get 4 seconds of taunt and slow, which is quite strong, actually. Yeah. Okay. So that's cool change. Not much to say there. So let's see. Soothing Stone. This skill removes conditions before it heals. Again, this is to it's to fix the interaction with poison. So now it will probably remove poison before you heal, and obviously you'll actually get full value of the healing. Bear in mind, it's 5 conditions. There's a pretty good chance that unless you have like a fuck ton of colonies, it's going to remove the poison first. So again, it's just better. It's a lot better. Good quality of life there. Burst of Strength. The cooldown of the skill has been reduced from 15 seconds to 12 seconds in PvE only, and Elemental Blast. This is just, they're trying to DPS increase you on they're trying to make you use Glint, right? On DPS Herald, okay, is what they're trying to make you do here. Instead of using Dwarf and Shira, right? Will you actually use these? I don't know. I'm not sure if it's actually worth it.
Elemental Burst does a lot of damage.
That's true. It is a lot of damage. Maybe it's actually worth now. We'll have to see. I don't know too much about Rev because honestly, it's not a particularly interesting cast to play. So we'll have to see. There are some Rev enthusiasts who will figure this out. So maybe this is good now. You don't run double base legends because I don't think ArenaNet wants you doing that. So let's see if they can make you not do that. On the other hand, maybe they're trying to kind of make you play like a hybrid build. No, they aren't. Oh, am I kidding? Right, Facet of Nature Assassin. The power multiplier of the skill has been increased by 100%, and its base multiplier has been increased by 35%. So in other words, they want you to end up maintaining these facets as well. They want you to be slightly supporty, right? So when you're on Shiro, what they want you to do is kind of maintain this lifesteal up on your team, because you make it 10 targets, right? And you maintain 10 target lifesteal on your group, and I can kind of see that. I mean, they've massively increased the damage, actually. It's 100% up, but then again, the power multiplier was already really bad, probably. It was basically the same as Vampiric Presence on Necro. So is this good? I mean, it's definitely a lot better, but I mean, why haven't they buffed lifesteal on Necro? They buff it on Rev, why not on Necro? This is 10 target, what the fuck? You know, okay, come on. There's the shit. And the base multiplier increased by 35%. I don't really know what that means, honestly, because it was already probably pretty pathetic. So this probably isn't actually as... These numbers are big, but it's probably not as good as you might think, honestly. So yeah. There you go. There you go. Right. So Facet of Nature, Assassin. Strong. Let's see what the scaling actually was, okay? So... Okay, so here you go, guys. Check this shit out. So the lifesteal damage was 0.0333, so it's 0.0666 now. And the lifesteal healing, so basically it does a bit more damage, right? It does a bit more damage, but really it's not that much, okay? Like, don't get overexcited, right? It's not that good.
Still actually unnoticeable.
Yeah, so you kind of got a bit baited there, boys. Alright, so there you go, another bit of damage there. So Facet of Nature Centaur. This skill's base healing per pulse has increased from 272 to 471, so nearly doubled actually. And its healing power contribution is increased by 363%. So, in fact, that's definitely very good because it's healing power before the patch. I don't think this has been updated yet. I would assume it hasn't been. So if this hasn't been updated yet, then this is like This is really strong. Yeah, it hasn't because it still says 272. So this goes up to like 0.5. I want to say 0.5. Really? Wow. On 10 people, and you can have like 10-man regen as well because you're playing Herald. Good heal Herald is gonna like fucking really heal a lot. There's a lot of sustain there actually. A lot of sustain on this new ability, guys. Definitely heal Herald is something that I'm going to be trying out now. That's going to be ridiculous. If you can maintain that, that's incredibly strong, actually. And Gregor will be happy because Gregor loves to play heal Rev in World vs. Water. Honestly, I think it might be pretty good in World vs. Water after that, actually. Although, to be fair, it probably can't, maybe can't compete. Maybe it can, though, actually, after a lot of the nerfs, to be fair. Just like Firebrand. Interesting. But... yeah, very powerful now. That's really strong. That's very strong, guys. Like, if you just like if you just maintain this and like run around like putting your little tablet on people, you're gonna heal so much. Actually, especially in a raid situation, you are gonna heal a fuck ton, especially with your heal modifiers. Honestly, guys, you're gonna get some absolutely crazy numbers, guys. New build AFK Rev. Seriously, like you're just gonna AFK. And just pulse this and your regen, and you just heal everyone to full constantly. That's actually very strong. This is like Soothing Mist, but on crack. Seriously, this is really good. Very powerful ability, guys. The only downside is that it only heals every 3 seconds instead of every 1 second. That is a slight weakness to it, but very strong, guys. All right, next. True Nature. The following changes have been made to this skill. When removing boons, True Nature now delivers an attack that cannot be blocked rather than an attack that is completely unavoidable. Okay, so now he's fucking... Wait, I didn't know that was the case. Wait, when you popped your F2 on Shiro, it was undodgeable? What?
Yes.
Okay. Why did that even make it to the game? How did that even make it to the game? So this is honestly, this is a bug fix to me, right? This is a bug fix. And so True Nature now heals for each condition that's removed. So you remove 3 conditions. You remove 3 condies from nearby allies, and you heal them for 1k per condi. So it's a 3k heal with... I'm in Harrier right now. So it's a bit more if you have, say, Magi, Mincer, or something like that. With heal modifiers, that's probably up to at least 2k, right? You can probably get 2k per condi. So basically, this will heal your entire party for 6k if you remove 3 conditions. So very strong in World vs. World. Like, very strong in World vs. World. Gregor is a happy boy right now. But then you kind of want to maintain that, so it's kind of a trade-off, which is kind of how it's supposed to be. But yeah, very powerful ability, actually. Very strong ability, to be honest, there. Especially seeing as, it's 5 targets, like pretty big radius. Wow, strong. And then for Malix, True Nature now transfers conditions to enemies and grants 5 seconds of might for 10 seconds for each condition that's transferred. Yeah, I think that they added the might, right? It already, I think, yeah. So basically, if you're in World vs. World, you'll get into 25 might from this. And then, are they trying to bring this back in PvP? So like when you unleash this in PvP, like as this kind of Condi brawler rev, it will give you a big whack of 25 might for each condition. Because basically, if you transfer 3, you get basically if you hit 2 people with this, you get 25 might for 20 seconds. But I've got 100% boon ratio, so it's actually 10 seconds. I mean, we're not going to see Malix play, right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't think so. Although, to be fair, remember that 2v2 comp, Nico? The Heal Elite Rev? That was pretty good, right? The Condi Herald, that was pretty good. The hybrid, it was more like a hybrid Herald, right? Because everything is in PvP, kind of. That was pretty good. I don't mind that. So
it could be decent.
We could see some experimentation there, actually, with regards to this. Yeah, okay, all right, yeah. So good change, like it. Honestly, I'm really impressed by this balance patch. I really am, actually. I really am. Yeah, cool design so far on all of this stuff, actually. So Draconic Echo, they just fixed a bug with it. It just would not activate sometimes. So basically, you wouldn't get the extra targets, or you wouldn't get the consume.
It would not work on the swiftness and might facets.
Okay. So there you go. That's just a bug fix. Good, obviously. Bugs are annoying. No one likes bugs. So now, Retribution. This line is a bit of a sorry line, really. Okay, it's needed a bit of love for a while. This trait. So basically, Dwarven Battle Training used to make weakness less effective on you and apply weakness when you are struck, I believe, or when you hit someone. One of the two, right? And now it's whenever you disable them, you apply weakness. And you do more damage to... This is a buff in... Could season play in World vs. World then, right? Because if you hit... It's got no ICD. No ICD. So basically when you get like a hammer 5 on someone, you'll apply AoE weakness to them.
Yeah, but...
When you star 5 them too?
You're dropping a DPS line for that.
So you do cuck yourself, but maybe there's some options for a more utility-oriented rev, like a beefy melee rev with a Versus Stone, you know, that sort of thing. So when you when you star 5 into the enemy, you'll apply weakness to all of them. Something. And again, that's another condi to cleanse. Star 5, yeah, exactly. Like everyone gets it and gets it multiple times because of the multi-hit hammer 5. Your dragon wings, for example, will give weakness as well. And you do increase DPS to people with weakness as well. So again, it kind of counteract. You lose the DPS line, right? But you gain some damage back when they have weakness. So there is that as well. And of course, you're just very beefy in general with Retribution, just right off the bat. So yeah, there's definitely some potential there as well. Eye for an eye. This trait now grants protection for 5 seconds when the Revenant is directed by a control effect, and grants 5 seconds for 10 seconds when they break stun. The protection aspect of this trait has a cooldown of 35 seconds. The might aspect has no cooldown. Wait, so when you stun break, you gain 5 might. Huh. Well, if you have invocation, juicy right there, dude. You can just spam stun breaks and get loads of might. But honestly, is that really a problem? I mean, not really. Like you don't really need. You're not going to struggle for might on Rev really. And basically, this trait used to be AIDS. Again, they've taken all these like on stun traits and made them not stupid. This used to be like a 90-second cooldown, 3-second taunt with like 1200 range or something. Okay, it was really annoying. It was really troll, and now they've just made it less annoying.
Wasn't it like even larger range original?
Oh yeah, it used to be like infinite range. Like
wasn't it like infinite?
Yeah, it used to be infinite range, but they patched it, and now it was under like 1.2k, 1.5k. So yeah. Again, they've made this trait not stupid, right? And good. Yeah, it's self might, so it's not like AoE might. How much power is 25 might equivalent to? 750. So it's quite juicy, right? You can see the stacks. So it's 150 condition damage, 150 damage. But I mean, maybe. But to be honest, I don't really see that being used, honestly. I don't think it's good. But it's just, again, they've done it from a design perspective. I like them changing things from a design perspective. It's very big brain. Improved aggression. This trait has been renamed Spiritual Reckoning. It now applies 3 seconds of retail when Revenants use their elite skill and has a 10-second internal cooldown. So, okay. Interesting. I mean, yeah, the previous trait was really bad. It was like improved taunt duration in PvE only or something like that, and taunted foes deal less damage to you. So it was trash. Yeah. So retail when you use an elite skill. I mean, is that really that good? 3 seconds when you use an elite skill. I mean, of course you use it quite a lot. You have your glint one, which you can just pop really easily for 3 seconds of retail. And suppose in Wolf Sword you use the dwarf one or something like that. I mean, and again, of course, the glint one. Is that really that good? Is that better than like the phase field or the reduced damage dealt to you? Yeah, I'm not sure how good that is. Oh, yeah, synergy between Dawn Battle Training and Dome of the Mist, by the way. Use your heal skill and you get weakness, then you do more damage to them, right? And you get that dome up as well. So yeah, interesting synergies there.
Probably better.
I don't see this trait as being very good. Blocks projectiles too, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't think this is very good. But it was such a terrible trait before. It's still better than it was before, to be honest. Spontaneous destruction. The damage of this trait has been increased by about 33%. It's no longer able to critically hit enemies. This is the free banish enchantment again. This is the change that they've done to all of the procs. They've reduced the damage and they can't. They've increased the damage and they can't crit. But to be honest, you wouldn't really want this for like the damage, right? It's a Condi skill. Yeah. It removes boons and it gives confusion, right? Like you don't use this for power damage. So that's nothing really changes that. Again, they're just changing all of the traits like that to make them consistent across the board. And finally, steadfast rejuvenation. This is good for hand guiders, I think, actually. So yeah, Matt is happy. Easy.
Yeah.
Heal every second for each point of upkeep currently in use. Still a terrible, god-awful trait. 79 per point. Oh my god. Oh. And this is with healing power, guys. I have healing power on. I'm in Harrier gear right now. So I guess it's good in like exactly hand kiter, but I don't know. Like this kind of sucks. Wait, is it that bad though? Is it that bad? Maybe not actually. Maybe I've spoken too soon. Like if you're playing something where you do maintain it, like you have like Shiro or Malix, this will actually heal you a lot. Actually, this will heal you a fair bit. Even with Glint, this actually heals you quite a lot. It makes you pretty beefy. Even without healing power, I think it's like 40 or 50. So if you've got 5 upkeep, it's 250 health a second. So kind of like a mini healing signet, I guess. Okay, fine. 68 in Marauder. Okay, so actually maybe it's not that bad then. Actually, no. Again, it looks trash, but actually maybe it's not that bad if you actually maintain.
I've heard that trait is bugged.
Oh really? How so?
Didn't its previous effect give you healing when you were hit?
Yeah. Is it still there?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
It's a double trait, boys. It's a double trait. Okay, so maybe this trait isn't actually so bad. It's not
Maybe.
not awful. Difficult to get value. Okay, right. Moving swiftly onwards, guys. To Thief. So Rev in general. I was hoping to see some more changes to actually Renegade to make that a bit stronger. The heal Renegade, heal Alacrity Rev kind of thing. But honestly, with the Firebrand changes, kind of are that, right? So the Firebrand changes buffing the hybrid DPS quickness brand is kind of buffing Renegade in a way. So they've kind of already done that. But I still would have liked to see increased boon access towards Renegade. But honestly, I'm going to be forcing Jester has to play Renegade again.
Oh no.
And you too, Matter. No, I think only one. I think only. Yeah. It's gonna be fucking juicy, dude.
Hello.
Yeah, there you go. All right, moving on. Thief. All right, consume plasma. They did the plasma thing. So Thief is really sad versus Mesmers. This is basically the core Thief meme. You go on a Mirage, you get the Ecto, you use it twice, you're a happy boy. Okay. Pretty significant nerf. Protection down from 10 to 4 and stability from 5 to 2. So yeah, pretty significant, especially seeing as you could use that twice, right? The resistance is still there though, and that's kind of the really key thing against the Mirage, of course, right? So you're still happy boy versus Condis. Okay. All right, Cluster Bomb. The projectile speed of this skill has been increased by 50%. I mean, wow, that's actually pretty handy. This is quite a useful ability for Thief. Like the weird thing about Thief is you'd actually use this ability to like fuck people up, right? This is quite a useful damage tool for the Thief, and the fact that projectile speed is
a lot of damage.
Yeah, it does a lot of damage.
It's so slow. Well, it was before.
Yeah. And now it ain't so slow, and that means you can get it to your destination and like explode it quicker, right? Which is that's a pretty big deal actually. So you'll be able to get that's a pretty big deal honestly for Thief. Thief, ooh, nice. Death Judgment, it can be blocked. This is honestly, this is probably had it coming. Like, this ability is fucking AIDS, especially because they can spam it with all the stealth, right? And this will also make it I want to say reflectable, right? That's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is.
So basically, if I put my bubble on my Firebrand, right, on my 75-second cooldown, fucking rip, dude, he can kill himself, which is actually hilarious. Okay, nice. But yeah, I mean that's fine. I think Death Judgment probably had it coming. Kind of an annoying ability. Deadeye in general, very unfun and annoying to play against in general. But this adds some counterplay to it. So Hollowsmith, you can block it. Warrior can block it. Guard can block it with Aegis or the 3. It's pretty big nerf considering how many blocks are actually out there right now. You know what I mean? It's a harsh nerf, right? If you have any kind of block, you can deal with the Thief. The Thief has to actually remove the Aegis first, right? So he has to be big brain. He has to make sure you don't have Aegis before he snipes you. So yeah, there you go. Lotus Strike. The number of poison stacks the skill grants has been increased from 1 to 2, and its duration has been reduced from 6 seconds to 5 seconds. Okay. What are they trying to do there exactly? Are they trying to talk about Condi Thief in PvE, maybe? Because of course in PvP, I mean, hey, extra poison's always nice, right? And duration.
Condi Thief is stat in PV.
But I mean, that's a pretty big... It's doubling the poison. So you get 10 seconds instead of 6 seconds, in other words, right? If you consider the stacks parallel stacks, right? So yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what they're trying to do there, I suppose. But yeah, fine. It seems good to me. It seems fucking good. All right, so Vault. The damage of the attack will no longer occur if the Thief shadow steps after the skill has begun. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Wait, this is like a bit... Isn't this a big-ass world versus world nerf, actually? Because what you would do on Thief, right, is you would precast Vault and then, like, Seal or Shadow Step onto the enemy and, like, boom! Massive crit them. But now that's not possible anymore. You know, what's interesting about that? I think that is actually a direct change to world versus world balance, if anything, honestly.
That's probably a good change because it's really annoying to, like, you can't dodge this, like, a thief uses Vault like 2k range away from you
and one-shots you.
Like, okay then.
Nice. So, yeah, that makes sense to me. That makes a lot of sense to me. Good change there, and good that they picked up on that. Definitely makes it much more attractive. So anyway, let's see. Hide in Shadows. Again, they're doing this. They seem to be normalizing this on heal skills. The condition removal comes before the healing to kind of make it quality of life with regards to poison, right? Okay. So interesting stuff there, actually.
Really good.
Yeah, very interesting stuff from those situations. So those are both pretty good now. So that basically you'll get more value of the healing of these now when they remove the conditions, remove the poison, and then you heal as well. So a bit better there. But Withdraw is still probably going to be the healer's choice because it's really fucking good. There you go. Ankle Shots. This trait now grants baseline 5% damage to crippled enemies and an additional 5% damage if the thief is wielding a pistol. The chance to cripple a foe upon landing a critical hit with a pistol is now 100%. Is now 100%, and the tooltip regarding this trait's chance to critically hit has been removed. Okay, because that doesn't even make any sense. All right. So this trait, would you ever run ankle shots? Probably not, right? No, it's 5% damage versus 10% conversion from precision to frosty. There's no way you would run this, right? 5% modifier, pistol, just a flavor thing mostly, I think. Dagger training. This trait no longer grants an additional 5% damage while wielding a dagger. Instead, it now grants a baseline power of 80 with an additional 80 if the thief is wielding a dagger. Nico, what does that mean exactly? Is that about the same even? Or maybe slightly worse? Dagger training, right? On thief.
So
ooh, Nike.
ankle shots is actually like maybe like 0.1% better than
shit.
tolerance.
Oh, nice.
For most builds.
Yeah, because a 5% modifier is very strong, of course, right?
Yeah, and the dagger training is like a slight buff to staff daredevil, and it's a slight nerf to Deadeye.
Oh yeah, of course, because you can because you don't need a dagger anymore on your Daredevil, right? Because you can just run 160. You run 80 power, right? 80, just free 80 power. Oh yeah. That's pretty interesting, actually. It's okay. So we've already got the nerds on it, guys. It turns out that actually the Frosty is good, but a 5% modifier is really fucking good, right? Wow. Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. So you might run this trait just for that raw damage. Okay. Nice. Okay. But overall, as you see, it's that weapon change. It's always going to be like that. They're just rolling that out just for flavor purposes, and because that's how they want weapon traits to function. Like, good if they do something if you don't have it, do more if you do have the weapon. Right? Makes sense. Fine change. Nothing too major there. Like, we're shuffling a few percentage points around, right? Like, nothing wrong with that. Okay, lead attacks. The duration of this trait's lead attack stacking, if it is reduced from 15 seconds to 10 seconds, it now requires the player to be in combat in order to generate the stacking damage. Oh, wow, okay. Initiative skills that cause the player to enter combat will generate stacks of this trait. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So, in other words, what this means is you can't pre-stack this in, say, PvP, right? You can't pre-stack lead attacks. So, in other words, that you'll actually have to be doing something in combat to actually generate stacks of this trait, and they reduce the duration from 15 to 10 seconds. Pretty big nerf there, actually. Yeah. So it's a nerf in how it operates, the mechanics of it, but also a nerf just raw numbers, right? So yeah, pretty big nerf. And you'll have to, and in PvE, right? Wait, you don't run this in PvE, so never mind. But even if you did, you would run this on Condi Thief, though, right? So it's even deader than before, right? But there you go. I mean, no one cares about that. But so yeah, wow, pretty big nerf to Thief. I think Thief is one of like the sleeper classes, right? I think it's actually it's known to be incredibly strong, right? Very, very powerful class, but not a lot of people play it. So it might seem a bit weird, but it's pretty much deserved, right? There you go. So Malicious Restoration, the Deadeye heal. The skill now transfers conditions before it heals. Again, same thing. They're making it so that you won't get fucked over by poison, right? So this will transfer the poison, then heal you, right? So you get more value out of it. Again, yep, there you go. Job done. All right, Silent Scope. This trait no longer grants an additional 20% chance to critically hit with kneeling rifle skills and Death's Judgment. It now grants up to 120 precision regardless of the weapon the thief wields, and an additional 120 precision while wielding the rifle. So that's 240 precision with a rifle all the time, actually, right? Which is 10% crit. So even best case, it's quite a bit worse. And because you don't, I guess it's because of the kneeling, right? It's because to counterbalance that with the kneeling, you have it all the time, right? But 240 stats. I mean, obviously, you're not gonna be too upset about that, of course. But they didn't remove like the core component of. They nerfed it a little bit. It's like you don't get guaranteed crits when you snipe people, but okay, it still has the dodgy dodge. So the AIDS is still there. Yeah. So this trait is fairly unchanged, right? It's fairly. And then Staffmaster. This trait now grants 5% damage when endurance is not full, which increases to 10% when wielding a staff. So, wait, that was kind of that's basically the same, right? Isn't it? I think it's the same. Because it used to be 10% and now it's 5% plus 5%. But you could play Daredevil without a staff. You could Swindler's Equilibrium. The cooldown of this trait has been reduced from 20 seconds, 30 seconds in competitive game modes, to 10 seconds in all game modes. It now reduces the cooldown of steel by 50%, 25% in competitive, instead of 100%. This trait no longer increases damage by a percentage and grants 120 power with additional 120 power granted if the thief is also wielding a sword. So that's probably better in... is that... I think it was like 10% damage increase before, and now it'll be 240 power. In PvP, is that better than that? Maybe.
Well, it's a big nerf regardless in PvP.
Yeah.
25% steel recharge on every 10 seconds is like...
Well, it was
still enough.
Well, let's think about this. It was 30... Isn't that actually a buff, though? It's 30 second 50%. So in other words, it would take 60 seconds to refresh steel. And now it's 10 seconds, 25%. So it takes 40 seconds to recharge steel. So it's actually better. No?
Sorry, I'm really tired. I can't do the maths.
So you get a 50%... I guess having a 50% flat is a bit better than 225%, though, I suppose.
Yeah.
But in terms of like... in terms of like over time, it's better now, right? Suppose you were...
Yeah.
If you propped it constantly, it's better. But I suppose getting that like instant refresh instead of a 25% refresh...
Yeah, like...
maybe. I think it's a little bit difficult to evaluate, to be honest. I think we'll have to see how it goes, right? I think... definitely they're trying to deal with this trait because the steel in general for thief is pretty it's tasty, right? It's spicy, so they're trying to kind of address like the spam. But in general, for thief, slight nerfs, some nerfs, well, some fairly hard hitting nerfs actually, I suppose, in PvP. In PvE, number shuffling. Yeah, that's it. There you go. Moving on, warrior. Okay, full counter. The damage applied by this skill in competitive gamers has been reduced from 75% of... Oh my...
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god. It's
Absolutely.
reduced from 75% of PvE to 25% of PvE. Fucking rip Signal and Ajax, dude. Holy fuck. Absolutely annihilate. That's a debate loss right there, man, okay? That is a debate loss. Okay, that is... Holy shit, dude.
Destroyed debate.
Woo!
Why would they do that?
Extra spicy, boys. Okay, wow. Okay, mending. This skill's description is... Yeah, I get it. It's this bullshit again. Removes the condies before it heals. So, hey, mending's getting better. Still, cast time's probably too long to see much play. Although I have actually seen some people experiment with mending, actually, in PvP. But will it overpower healing signet? Probably not. Warrior is all about kiting, sustaining. So, mending probably doesn't compete, I want to say. But who knows? Maybe in a few more patches, we'll actually see. We'll actually see it, right? Right, Scorched Earth. See, I knew Warrior would... Oh, no. Big L. Oh dear. Okay, the burning duration of the skill has been reduced from 5 seconds to 4 seconds, so 20% nerf there. Oof.
That hurts.
Yes, dude, Warrior's fucking busted. It's like 34k bench with banners. What the fuck? Shit's busted as fuck. So it's less busted. Like, Warrior deserves this, okay? Warrior, you deserves this. Diaxon, Big L, okay? You guys need to get obliterated, okay?
Yeah.
Right? There you go. Okay? Yeah. Boom. So, Axe Mastery. The amount of ferocity that increases while wielding an axe has been reduced from a maximum of 300 to... Wait, what? To a maximum of 120. And warriors can now gain up to 120 ferocity for each axe they're wielding.
That is like the worst
man.
written thing ever. But
that's weird. What does that mean?
Basically, axe warrior gets 60 extra ferocity is what it's... You get 360 ferocity now instead of 300.
Yeah, you basically get 3 lots of 120.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So that is how it works. It gives you 120 no matter what, and then 120 per axe, right? That's what it's saying here?
Yes.
So you get so you get 306. Okay, all right. So you get 360 ferocity. Okay, so it's a slight buff. Okay, good. Alrighty. So Blade Master, the condition duration increase from this trait granted from sword skills is replaced with an increase of up to 120 condition damage. While with okay, that's a big one. 120 condition damage while wielding a sword, and now it gives 120 expertise. So you get extra condition duration, right? So that's nearly 10%. But why was this trait good, guys? Let's talk about why this trait was so good. What Blade Master used to do, right? Okay, was it gave base duration. I'm correct in saying that, right? It increased the base duration of your sword abilities. That's amazing because that is then multiplied by expertise on top of that, right? Now, wait, don't you overcap now, actually? So So I guess you get a bit of extra value because you can get some more condition damage, right? Because you've got free expertise, and this will affect the longbow set as well, right? So you can kind of compensate there to squeeze a bit more damage in, so you can squeeze a little bit more.
You basically get to upgrade your Malice sigil to like a Doom sigil, or whatever.
So
nerf.
This is a nerf though, right? Like this is still a nerf, yeah? Or does it kind of bounce? It balances itself out a little bit, right?
Yeah, in the end, it's probably close.
Okay.
To being okay.
Yeah, so it's close to being okay. And to us, Warrior has this coming, guys. Like, Warrior really deserves this. It's incredibly
The worst
powerful
part is just having to craft 6 fucking expertise infusion.
Alrighty. So then, so that happened to that weapon trait there as well. Had it coming. So, Forceful Greatsword. This trait no longer increases Greatsword and Spear damage by 10%. It now grants 120 power and 120 if the Warrior is wielding a Greatsword or a spear. So 240 power if you've got a greatsword, 120 power regardless.
It's a buff for axe.
Yep, because you just get 100. Yeah, you get 120
now
power.
You have
the tooltip may be incorrect though. It still says that you get the 10% damage on the tooltip. I think the tooltip was probably incorrect, or they'll fix it soon, guys. Okay.
Look at your hero panel with it on and off and see if it's adding the.
Yeah, so you can be PS core warrior, boys. Okay, there you go. But phalanx strength is kind of bopped, so maybe not. Apparently, you still do get the 10% modifier, actually. So there you go. I imagine that may be a bug, but either way, they may have accidentally left that in. But yeah, axe, phalanx strength warrior, boys. Here it comes. Yeah, so greatsword trait, just a slight buff because you always get the power now, and who knows? We'll see how this trait develops. Let's see how it goes. All right, Heat the Soul. The amount of condition damage that increases while wielding a torch has been reduced from a maximum of 150 to why have they worded it like this? This is so fucking weird, dude. Seriously, like this is like what the fuck? Okay, basically what they mean is that you get 120 twice now. Okay, so that buffs up Condi Warrior a bit. So you gain what you started on 150 condition damage, and now you're gonna get 250. But you get 250 when you're on your torch set, but you get 120 all the time, right? As well, actually. Okay, so that change with the sword change kind of compensates for the warrior, the nerfs there as well. So it kind of balances out. Did they just love warrior? Arena just love warrior. Okay, so you actually gain additional condition damage when you're on your torch set, right? When you're wielding
I wanted to make
torch.
longbow worse because you know what the next legendary is with the next level.
So you get an extra 90, right? An extra 90 condition damage when you're on your torch set, but you get 120 when you're in longbow set. So it probably balances out, right? Not bad, guys. So there you go. Magebane Tether. So yeah, again, this is kind of like a counterbalance to the nerfs. So basically, they don't really want it. They want to go like, yeah, guys, we want to nerf Warrior. It's really good in PvE. You know, those banners do that burn fucking Big L, the axe, and they out DPSing all the trash, you know? Okay, we don't want to do that anymore. But then they kind of, halfway through when they were designing the patch, they're like, actually, you know what? We really like Warrior, so we're just going to buff it and kind of keep it, not really do anything. But, hey, whatever. That's fine. It doesn't really matter that much. All right, Magebane Tether. The duration of the might this trait grants has been split between gamers and will now apply 2 stacks for 6 seconds in PvP, while keeping its currently 8 stacks for 3 seconds in PvE and World versus World. Oh, they fucked up. No, it's 3 stacks for 8 seconds in PvE. I was going to say, like, wait, what? It's 3 stacks for 8 seconds in PvE in World vs. World, and now it's 2 for 6 in PvP. In other words, it's not as good.
Why did they nerf Warrior so much? I don't understand. Yeah. Warrior wasn't even that good.
Rip Spellbreaker, dude. Holy shit. Spellbreaker got the hammer in PvP. It got the merciless hammer, guys, which is the next trait we're looking at. Segue! Nice! Okay. The part of the trait that inflicts confusion has been removed. What? What the? Why? Hammer skills now increase damage on any disabled target, not those just dazed, knocked down, or stunned. This trait now grants adrenaline when the warrior disables a foe, regardless of what warrior. What the fuck? That's a resident sleeper trait. Well, dude, isn't there someone who plays like Hammer Warrior? Like if you CC them, you gain 10 adrenaline, so you gain like half your Spellbreaker. So that's something, I guess. Well, I mean, they've buffed it up a little bit now, and you gain more damage against anyone who's CC'd. But only while wielding a hammer, and hammer's strong suit is not like the fattest DPS, right? So I guess it's something though. And you get the adrenaline. Overall, they made that trait less interesting, and it feels fucking bad, dude. It feels bad, man. Hand me the gun. Hand me the gun. Yeah. Last trait, Bloodlust. Okay, So in other words, they said, oh, we're going to nerf Warrior. Oh, no, we're not going to nerf Warrior. And then for the final change, like, oh, we're going to nerf Warrior again. So this is the on-crit trait thingy. It's a pretty good one. It used to be 5 seconds, so 10 seconds on a 33% chance. Very good. But they nerfed it down to 3 seconds, so a maximum of 6 seconds, so 40% nerf. So again, this is actually probably more significant than you might expect. Actually, right? These on-crit traits are actually really good. So pretty hefty nerf there for Condi Warrior. The benchmark, I would imagine, is probably... Yeah. Warrior still fine in PvP, sustain still the same? Yeah, exactly. You just still run around and you jump on the train and you're still pretty handy, right? People will just get baited on you and attack you. So, but poor old Warrior, dude. Damn. I don't think Warrior deserved this, actually. I'm not a biggest fan of Warriors. I find it quite a boring class because they just run away and jump around and just wriggle away, but I don't think it deserved this. Big full counter nerf. Well, some, and then Mage Bane Tether nerfed as well. Yeah. Ouch. Big ouchie. Big ouchie, guys. Okay. Alright, let's see what happened here. So that's all the balance patch. That's the balance patch, actually. So overall thoughts on the balance patch. I actually really like this, right? I really like this balance patch. Good design changes across the board, in my opinion. Certainly moving in the right direction. They're certainly trying to tone down the spike, right? The instant death mechanics, right? Like instant death, which I really appreciate because I think it's really, really stupid gameplay. Obviously toned down Firebrand. Very good, because Firebrand it's a roadblock, right? That's the problem with the class, and trying to remove all that stuff is good. Right? Trying to reduce the sustain, like the infinite sustain, is good. I'm interested to see how Firebrand fares, right? Because a lot of damage did get reduced, but they really took the hammer to it. Will it be the big beast that it used to be? Probably, honestly, it probably still will be. You're just gonna have to be very careful with your abilities, and you're gonna get forced off node more. I think kiting will probably be even more important than it already was on Firebrand Scourge, because you just can't. I mean, you're gonna run out of stuff a lot quicker. You also won't be able to refresh your tomes, right? As much, because you probably play virtues, I want to say, now at this point. So you kind of have a bit more, you have a bit more healing, a few more boons, a bit more prot when you go in the tome. You can kind of have the sustain healing with that. You have less stability, you have less everything, right? Less cleanses, literally less everything on Firebrand. So they've really taken the hammer to it. But interesting enough, they kind of buffed Scourge to compensate. And I actually think, you know what? All right, and I know you guys probably don't like Scourge, but this is actually a massive big brain play by ArenaNet, in my opinion. Nerfing Firebrand inherently nerfs Scourge, right? And honestly, Scourge is like dog shit without Firebrand, right? Okay, real. So if you remove Firebrand or you weaken Firebrand a lot, you kind of have to compensate with it on the Necro. Like Necro is a class that needs help, and so what they've done is they've given the Necro itself considerably more sustain with the fear traits, the spectral stuff, the extra healing on vital persistence, right? They've addressed Scourge in that way, to kind of keep it, to kind of counterbalance, right? Taking the strength away from the Firebrand and giving some of it to the Scourge. So Scourge buffs kind of make sense in this particular context, right? So that's pretty good. But yeah, good changes. Mesmer finally got what it had coming to it. I think Firebrand Renegade is very interesting now, okay, because of this. But the overall... Chrono is still way better at carrying mechanics. That's the problem here. So you're still going to have to be a big brain if you want to play Firebrand Renegade. But I think, honestly, it's going to be very strong. It's going to do more damage because of the axe change on Firebrand. So Firebrand can use axe now to give Fury. Big change there, actually. So now you get more DPS instead of using sword, which is really nice. You do lose the support on the Firebrand because they couldn't be bothered to skill split. Don't like that change at all, actually. So the tomes are longer in PvE as well. Don't like that at all. I think that's quite a poor change, honestly, because they're not problematic, right, in PvE. Mesmer change is very good. Back to the kind of the heart of the class. It's a shame that you don't have a free utility slot, though. I would have liked that, but I guess that was just adding to the imbalance of Mesmer, so it kind of had it coming. Mimic change seems a little clumsy to me, but meh, whatever. I'll deal with it. Mirage nerfs are good. You know, because it was kind of AIDS. Everything gets nerfed a bit though, so you don't really. It's not going to sting so much. Core guard nerfs again. It's because addressing the spike. Not bad, right? Not bad. Hollow nerfs again. Like the quickness thing that we learn later on is a big deal actually, because the quickness is just really disgusting. I like the Elixir S nerf as well, because I think that was so stupid actually. That trait was like fucking nasty, dude. And now it's a more interactive trait, which is good. Interactive gameplay is good. Changes to Ellie, love it. Heal Ellie is probably very good in World vs. World, especially with like the meme-tastic 10 target immobilize, absolutely hilarious. Fresh Air Ellie as well gets a bit more utility in PvP, so you know Grimjack will like that. So yeah, that's definitely something. The Ecto of Soul Beast getting nerfed is good, but then they randomly buff it too, so I mean that's kind of amusing. Yeah, Necro change is good. Love the minion change as well. Just want to go over that. Druid change is good. Again, they probably should have nerfed the spirits more than they actually did. Like maybe fully reworked Nature's Vengeance, to be honest with you. Probably needed it. Rev change is lovely. Really excited to try out Heal Rev now. Actually, I think this sustain is going to be absolutely hilarious now. Will definitely be a lot of fun to play around. I would have loved to see if they added some more buffing capabilities. It's like maybe a burst of strength. They changed the way it worked and maybe made it like if you hit allies, it could do something, right? But honestly, because of the lack of boons from Chrono, thing is, guys, because of nerfing Chrono, every other support build is now way better, okay? Now it's relevant to use these classes for boons, right? Instead of just for healing. And that is exactly what these classes need, right? They now have relevance in others than just raw healing numbers. So every support build is just way better now. Can't wait to try all of these healing builds. They're going to be absolutely hilarious. Can't wait to try all these new boon builds. But yeah, Warrior. Honestly, I'm surprised Warrior got nerfed in PvP. I mean, Ajax on... He's signing up to Ashes of Creation as we speak. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know why they had it coming. But in PvE, just some number shuffling probably.
I just wanted them to nerf the might uptime.
Yeah, overall, from a design perspective, I like it. Yeah, I think very good design changes. I again, really looking forward to see how Firebrand is going to start performing. I think it does maybe still need a bit more of a nudge, especially the Renegade. I'd like to see the Renegade get a nudge, but there you go. Good NG changes are interesting, like to Scrapper as well, actually. Some interesting stuff there for Engineer. Again, good design changes.
Really
like permanent
cool
quickness.
trait, actually. Yeah. Really cool trait.
Yeah. So, you know, the final... Are you talking about the final salvo trait that connect stabilizers now?
Yeah. It's good.
So getting the super speed when you disable and when you also gain damage when you have...
No, it has no ICD, so whenever you CC...
You get like Q... If you get multiple targets, right, that would be... It would proc as well, right? Yeah. So that's very, very strong, right?
And of course, if you do hammer 5 into hammer 3, then you get the
daze thing as well. Yeah.
Exactly.
The dazing strikes. Yeah. So yeah, overall, really interesting changes actually, guys. And yeah, good balance patch. I'm looking forward to playing all these builds, especially the minion stuff.